Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 21 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm loving that intro.
I like the countdown as well. For anyone new here, we do these town halls every Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And we do it to make sure that we're using our product and staying in tune with you guys. And the priorities here at StreamYard are number one, ease of use, stability, and professional looking streams. So if you guys are about those three things, StreamYard is probably the product for you. So Dan, why don't you start us off with the first thing that mostly you were working on this week, which was reconnects, which I'll let you get into the details of, which was a stability improvement.
I'll try not to go too far into the details for fear of going off the deep end. But yeah, like Gage said, you're over here. Like Gage said, stability is super important for us. It's just live streaming is quite a high stress situation, obviously, especially in comparison to anything else you do throughout the day. So it's super important for us to make sure it always works. So every week we're making little stability improvements in different areas, but this week we did spend an especially large amount of time on it. So for this week, we basically implemented something where if you're having internet issues, we try to reconnect basically forever or as long as we possibly can. So we've always had some reconnection logic. Like if your internet cuts out, maybe you're in a Wi-Fi hotspot and you switch over to data, your internet cuts for a few seconds, or just your Wi-Fi is a little spotty or your data is a little spotty, your internet can cut for 5, 10, 15 seconds at a time. And we've always handled that fairly well, but now we've kind of taken it to like a entirely new level where I'm not sure what the actual limit is, but you can basically just like turn your Wi-Fi off and just sit there, and yeah, it'll cut. Like no, you won't hear anyone or see anyone. They won't hear or see you. But eventually, you turn it back on, and you'll kind of reconnect.
But the gist for people out there is if you've got a guest or you yourself have a really bad internet connection, StreamYard's going to try and recover over and over and over again until it's resolved. So
Yes.
hopefully, no matter where your guest is, no matter what kind of internet connection they're on, the experience will be a little bit better now and a little bit more stable.
With the one caveat that if it goes on for too long, we'll eventually just show a message, hey, make sure you're connected to the internet.
There's only so much you can do. If you're completely disconnected from the internet,
yeah.
there's only so much you can do. We've also increased the size of video clips a bit. Gotten lots and lots of messages from people having that have larger clips that want to upload them. So we figured there'd be no harm in raising it a little bit. So you now can upload 30 meg intros and outros. Anything to add there, Dan? Probably not.
The only thing I could think of is that like we're still limiting it to 30 seconds for the clips. And if you want to do much longer videos, right now screen sharing with audio is the way to do that. So we released that, was it last week? Maybe the week before? Screen sharing with audio. It works quite good for video with audio. We might eventually add something else to do that even better. But yeah, larger files for the clips it's nice to have.
Hey, Marlene, nice to have you here. You're a new name. I'm from Portland originally, which is pretty close to Seattle. Next topic is hashtag Google down, or maybe it was YouTube is down. I can't remember what people were saying today, but I'm sure almost everyone here noticed that a large percentage of the internet was down today. So we thought that this might be sort of a fun topic to discuss about why when Google goes down, so many other companies like Snapchat and Uber and Vimeo and all these other companies go down. And it's because that Google is an awesome company and all these other huge companies actually use Google to run their apps and their software on something called Google App Engine. So Snapchat uses Google App Engine. Pokemon Go, for all you Pokemon players out there. I'm not sure how many are StreamYard users, maybe some. When Google goes down, all those other services will go down. I'm sort of surprised by Uber because I would think Uber would probably also be using Amazon in addition to Google, but maybe not. I don't know exactly what their setup is. So
yeah, that's a pretty bad one. Like some of those others, Snapchat.
Yeah, you cannot play Pokemon for a few hours, right?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. But if you're trying to make a living and you're in an Uber car, it's kind of a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, or you need to get picked up to go to the airport or something.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, can't pick you up because the app's not working.
Yeah, wow. Yikes.
Screen share with audio is not available for Windows 7. Is that correct? That is true, Roy. But Dan actually opened up a bug report with the awesome developers at Chromium, right? It's not the Chrome developers, Chromium.
Yeah, so yeah, for anyone on Windows 7, it should work on Windows 7. It's not like Windows 7 just won't work with screen share audio. It should work. As soon as we released it, we had people run into it where it was basically throwing errors and they couldn't screen capture at all. And we threw something up really quick to fix it for Windows 7 so you could still screen capture. And then we filed a bug report with Chrome and they're working on it. So by the sounds of it, Chrome 75, which should be out in a week or two or start rolling out in a week or two, it should work for Windows 7 at that point.
Absolutely. Sounds like Uber is back up because Craft Shack's delivering Uber Eats while listening to us. Awesome. Make sure you drive safe. Thanks, Dale. That's nice of you to say. Nice to have you here. All right, what was our next topic? Oh, yeah. So we get lots of feature requests frequently, but we thought it'd be a fun way to sort of focus things is if you guys could only choose one change or feature, what would that change be? So I know if you guys need some inspiration, I know one thing that's been requested a lot is like having an option for guests to see comments. What are some other common ones? Yeah, scheduling for restreaming, I guess. You know,
crawler at
the bottom. Yep. I'm trying to think of other common ones. There are a lot. I'm surprised I can't think of them. Oh, being able to stream from mobile, being able to start a stream from a mobile device would be another potential one. But I mean, you guys can obviously think for yourselves. Let us know if you had to choose only one.
Yeah.
What would that be?
Yeah, I'm interested. It's tough when you only have to choose one.
Yeah, it's like Desert Island for, is that the game? Desert Island for StreamYard? I think Desert Island, you pick 3 things. I can't remember how the game works.
Oh, that thing. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Or maybe desert islands, you got to pick someone you're stuck with on the island. I don't remember. Something like that. Green screen from Michael Daniels. Interesting. So, Michael, I'd be curious, why is it important to you to have the green screen directly in StreamYard versus just doing it in something like OBS? Is it just a lot easier to not have to deal with OBS? Brian says 1080p. That's a good one.
Interesting.
Absolutely. Glad to hear that.
Cool.
Devontae wants customizable crawlables.
That's a good way to put it.
I like the word crawlable. I don't think
Yeah.
I've ever said that before. Crawlable.
I think I prefer that. That's a
Restream needs to allow scheduling. Co-producer controls. I would not have expected that to be number one, but that is an interesting one. Mute while playing video. We have that, don't we, Dan? I'm not following.
Screen share audio, maybe?
But we have screen share audio, don't we?
Muting people when screen sharing with audio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it would be a bit of a hassle now because you'd have to individually mute people.
What do you mean?
Screen sharing. Like if you wanted to mute people while you were screen sharing, I guess you'd have to use our.
Oh yeah. So an auto mute. I'm guessing. Yeah. Maybe confirm we've got that right. Craft Shack.
Yeah, absolutely. Screen share from mobile. Does that work on Android? Android phones?
Screen share from mobile. I can't remember. I think there's something you can do. I've also seen, like, depending what you want to do, Michael, I know people use like Reflector 3 is one app people use for that to just like show their Android screen.
Yeah.
Air
servers. Yeah.
Yes, I'd be interested if you're actually hoping to do like have a guest show their screen or you show your screen while you're on it, or are you also on desktop and you can port it over?
Absolutely. Yeah. So to do that, there's at the bottom of the individual tiles where you see your guests, there's a little button that just looks like a single person in the top left that we call a solo button. And if you click that, you can use that to full screen the guest. So Dan's full screen right now. And you can also do it by right-clicking on the person you want to, we call solo layout. If you want to make them the solo layout, you can right-click and select that button as well. So that's how you do that. Brian explaining why 1080p is important. Yeah, for repurposing, I definitely get it. 1080p definitely makes sense. Sorry, I put too many.
It was one thing. That's all right.
John, right now you can, but only using a separate product. We integrate with a separate product called Restream. And if you use that, that's what we're actually using right now, which is why you're not seeing profile pictures. You're just seeing the platform picture. If you use Restream, then you can do that. David's saying that streaming from mobile is ideal.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree that mobile is cool. The most difficult part about streaming from mobile is figuring out where to put all the buttons, essentially, because there's a lot to go on the screen as far as comments and banners and whatnot. But I agree that it would be nice. Oh, I see. So the reason why Michael feels green screen is important is because if you have to draw something like a Chromebook, or I guess also a mobile device, you're not going to be able to download OBS. That is a good point. Ernest wants recording of the live stream. So I've got a question for you then, Ernest. If we broadcasted in 1080p, would you still want recording, or would that be quality enough for you to just download from something like YouTube? Or is it important for you to be able to download it directly from StreamYard? And if it is, why? I'd be curious why you prefer it from StreamYard versus just downloading it off of the destination platform.
Yeah, I know like one limitation of YouTube, as far as I know, is it takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Download it right away?
I mean, it doesn't take that.
Okay.
It doesn't take that
we might
long.
have the same limitation. We'd
be bound by the same stuff as YouTube, so we'd take a bit of time to process it. Roy says uploadability for our profile photos when audio only. I do like being able to replace that audio analyzer would be cool for audio only guests. I agree. John votes for recording streams. Okay. I know recording streams was very important early on for a gentleman named David Toomey. Was really important to him. And I can't remember why it was important to him. I think it was mostly just because Facebook's quality when you download it is not good. But the introvert slash socially phobic, how do we do live streams of a tab only, no camera, right from the get-go? So if you're very scared of having your camera on, I would join without a camera at all. So don't even give StreamYard permission, just join without the camera. And then you just share screen and select the tab you want to share. And then it'll appear at the bottom the same way your camera, or if you don't allow the camera, your square will appear.
Yeah, it'll be automatically added.
Actually, that's true. It'll just automatically show it.
Yeah, and it'll full screen. You could also, like, if you've already gone in and given us access, Chrome remembers that, so you'll, every time you come in, it'll, turn your camera on. You can always turn it off. Like when you go at the bottom to add yourself, you can just click a little garbage can and it'll just like turn your camera completely off.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Like even if you're just going to be, like if you're just going to be screen sharing, you might want to just turn that off anyways, because it's a lot easier on your computer if your camera's not on. Like if you're not using it, just turn it off. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and then we never add your camera automatically. You always have to click yourself to add the camera, and unless I'm misunderstood. Yeah, that's right, Dan. So you don't, if you want to make sure you never go on, just don't click yourself and you won't be part of the stream regardless of whether or not you share it. Andrew said he's also a fan of green screen. Michael says Zoom works with screen sharing. If Zoom works for it, we can probably pull it off as well. Also a fan of recording the streams. Gary votes for co-producer controls. For small businesses or companies that have an assistant, I can see how that would be super useful for someone managing, or not even, or just an individual that hires someone to co-produce. I can see how that would be useful.
Yeah.
Got a lot of votes. Devontae votes for mobile streaming.
Very divided.
Yeah. Save stream to Google Drive, or Lisa, save stream to Google Drive, Dropbox, or your server. That's certain time to download. A Google Drive integration is interesting because it's a bit easier for us to do that, and it might sort of be a better experience overall, because I'm sure a lot of people would just put it on Google Drive anyways. So that would be an interesting option. No, muting while you are doing that intro video. If the host mutes, the music goes away. When I do the intro video, it does mute. Like if you show a video overlay, it automatically mutes everyone, unless we're talking about different things.
Maybe the part before that, the screen share part.
Screen share. But if I was to mute myself, we'd still have the screen share audio, right?
Mm-hmm. We should.
Maybe we're misunderstanding something, Craft Shack. Maybe shoot us an email or another message, because yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
It's also possible something's just not working correctly for them. But
lots of people saying recording. And Ernest says he uses OBS for recording streams, but just nice to have for StreamYard. Yeah, understand that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot to mute my mic. So you're saying automatically mute when sharing the screen audio. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, I forgot to mute myself.
I actually sent Gage a message in
the Dan messaged me to mute my mic. Absolutely. It'd be nice to have an image when your camera is muted. Okay, that's the same one from Roy. Absolutely. Michael's
way over his quota.
Yeah, if you had to choose one thing, I would choose these 10 things. Oh, brilliant. Thanks. I have a camera cover in built just to know the customer experience. I'll test it. Yeah, you should have no problem. It'll work well for that. Chuck, nice to have you here. Okay, I think we've gone through all of them.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of mixed stuff.
Yeah. Elizabeth says she's like to have an iPad to broadcast. Yes. iPad is a bit easier for us to do just because there's more real estate for us to work with as far as placing buttons on the screen and whatnot.
I'm also interested, so anyone who said mobile broadcasting, I'm curious what the main reason that you want to use StreamYard, because you can obviously use mobile like on Facebook or on YouTube or something. So I'm curious what the main reason is you want to use StreamYard for mobile. Like, is it to have guests in? Is it to pull up banners? Is it for comments? Like, is it just everything?
I guess it's comments, or maybe everything. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dave, thanks for joining us. I saw a cool post from Dave this week where he actually managed to get a call-in feature going, which was cool to see.
Oh,
so,
wow.
I can't remember exactly how he did it, but I know the common way to do it is you just use some VoIP provider like Google Voice or Skype and a mixer, And that way you can bring your mixer audio into StreamYard and then sort of have a call-in number. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Congrats on getting that set up, Dave.
Not for the faint at heart.
No, it's a bit of a
Dave's fairly tech savvy.
involved. Dave is definitely tech savvy. Greg says he'd like to broadcast to multiple FB pages at once. So you can share them, but yeah, I get what you mean. It's nice to have the notification go out everywhere. All right, next subject. I asked this in the group earlier this week, but for anyone that's not active in the group, it'd be nice to hear it here as well. And I was asking what people's thoughts are on our integration with Restream.io. I know some of the common complaints are that there's no scheduling when you're using Restream, so it just goes from StreamYard to Restream, so you kind of can't schedule anything. So the main question is just like, how happy are you with it overall? How important is scheduling to you? Would you prefer to have more options as far as maybe an integration with Switchboard, which is another restreaming service or something like that? Or overall, are you happy with Restream was the question there. And then, yes, our final point, which is very important, is we're going to start doing, we've got some big features coming out in the next few weeks, and we want to make sure that we dial them in perfectly. So we're going to be doing some user interviews. So if you know, we're especially interested in very new people. So if you know anyone that's super new to StreamYard that would be open to talking to us, you'll probably be talking to Dan, actually, which will be a nice change of pace for some of you. Let us know their information or tell them to reach out to us, contact@streamyard.com. Or if you'd like to be interviewed yourself, please reach out to us as well, because we'd love to do some testing with you.
Yeah, we'd like to get a good mix. So a lot of people watching this, especially live, are probably a little more advanced, been around for a while. So we'd love to talk to a few of you guys, but then also some newer people as well. So we get a good mix.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Craft Shack. That's nice of you to say.
Cool. So that's with mobile stuff.
Okay, so Michael is basically interested in doing live tutorials and demos and wants to show what's happening on the phone. So yeah, I understand how that would be nice to be able to just do natively on StreamYard, but if you just needed something to work for you, like Dan said, there are some solid apps for basically mirroring your what's happening on your phone onto your computer, and then you can share that on the computer. And it's called Reflector 3, right, Dan?
That's the one I use. Yeah, there's definitely a few different
there's a
ones.
lot of them, I think.
I'm not sure if that one's Mac specific or.
Charmaine explaining that, yeah, mobile streaming is important for, obviously, if you don't have a PC or a tablet, then yeah, it's fairly critical.
I get
Michael's happy with Restream. Brian's happy with Restream. Dean would like to see some more options. He gets the ability to schedule.
Yep.
Craft Shack on her third week. That's awesome, Craft Shack. Andrew, thanks for joining us. Thank you all of you for joining us regularly on these streams. It's really nice to see. We have lots of familiar faces now, which is really cool to know that we go live, and I know you guys are all going to be here, which is really cool. So we appreciate it.
Man, we choose. This has got to be the worst time, though, eh?
Sunday's not the best time to go live.
Well, no, like that seems to be okay. I just meant, I don't know if you guys know, but we hit the Super Bowl. We had Game of Thrones conflicts every week.
It's the NBA Finals right now as well, I think.
Oh, come on.
I think it's the Toronto Raptors and I don't remember the Golden State. I can't remember what the other team's name is.
Just every
I think
final ever in sports.
Yeah. Sunday's a popular time.
The show goes on, Gage.
Let's go on. So yeah, I think that covers all our topics. Thank you everyone for joining us. This was episode number 21 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. We'll see you next week.
Cool. And for anyone watching the replay on this, if you have answers to any of our questions, please drop them in the chat, and we continually check back. So curious to hear your thoughts on everything.
See ya.
See ya.